Mobile technology and internet certainly is becoming more accessible to all kinds of people. Many people finding it easier to create content now for an audience that can access it very easily, and they're doing it at a mass rate. So if you're an up-and-coming digital creative who is wondering, how do you stand out in the public domain? Listen up for some very valuable insight from one of South Africa's leading online personas.
We're joined this morning by Uno de Waal, who's a publisher for the South African digital content platform Between 10 and 5. And he's here to talk to us about content creation, the landscape, and how he hopes that through the possible conference that this will add valuable information and guidance into this ever-evolving market. Great to have you here, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
So bring us into the space of what exactly is happening in the big shift towards digital content creation and consumption. What's happening in the market right now?
So there's two things really. The one is that the channels for distribution have dropped entirely. So it's now easier than any time before for a content creator to go and find an audience, to create something and go and find that audience, and connect the thing that they do with that audience. Mm-hmm. And then I think that the means of production have dropped significantly as well. The cost of production has dropped. I mean, you can do anything with a cell phone now.
Yeah.
You can do something on an old school phone and publish it online, and people will see that. And that's so democratizing, I think.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you talk about a content creator, and I want this kind of light to go on in people's minds, you are literally referring to anyone who has a phone, who has a device that can record, that can take audio. So anyone out there is a content creator, right?
Absolutely.
So how do you make yourself then stand out in this saturated market where 7 billion people in the world could be content creators?
What we've seen works for content creators is when they collaborate with great people, other content creators, and they create authentic content. I think that's the main thing, really. If you're creating something that you feel proud of and something that resonates with a community or an audience, that's the stuff that does really well.
Yeah. Talking about that authenticity, where does it begin for you as a content creator? Do you look at an idea and you see how you fit into it, or then do you go from yourself first that way around? How do you do that?
I think it's a little bit of both. You know, if you are a stylist or someone and you work with a lot of great people, you kind of get external influence, or you see what they are doing, you kind of see how you can fit into that. But you also have your own personality. And I think it's important to have your own personality and really kind of push that and broadcast that to the wider world.
Yeah. And this has obviously changed the way in which people can make a name for themselves out there. I mean, you have a look on Instagram and all these different platforms, how people have become instant celebrities almost, right?
If you look at some of in the UK, is a great example. Some of the top 6 celebrities in the UK are YouTubers, you know, and that's amazing. These guys are massive, massive stars.
Yeah.
And we're kind of seeing that emerging market happen in South Africa now. We have a couple of great big YouTube names, but we're still in the early stages, I think, and it's going to explode in the next year or two.
So there's a lot to be done in that space, and so that's where the possible conference then comes in. And so what is it hoping to add to the content creation landscape, this possible conference?
So we've worked with a whole bunch of brands in the past, and we typically do work with a lot of Instagrammers, photographers, designers, filmmakers, and we sometimes see that they struggle to understand how to work with the bigger brands. How do they market themselves? How do they define their own business proposition? So we're hoping to create we've created the possible conference as a platform for emerging content creators to come and network, learn, and really up their game in terms of what they are as a content creator.
Yeah. And you've collaborated with a big brand, Estee Lauder. They are 50% partners in this concept of the possible conference. What is it? Why do you think they wanted to, I guess, be a part of this?
So we've worked with Estee Lauder now for about 2 years, and we are their principal content agency, and we help them connect with young content creators. So if you look at pretty much all the online campaigns that they've run in the past 2 years, it's been with a young content creator creating either a series of videos, we've done a music video, we've done a lot of great photography work with them, and we're trying to broaden that pool of people that we work with. So we want to have a wider network of people that we can skill up to be able to work with a brand and also do good work.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much for bringing us this information. And I think, I guess for everyone out there who wants to know more about the conference, do visit the page www.possibleconference.com.